Rise and shine, beloved great grand rising. Come on in, come on in. We are here, we are here. Let me just throw a grand rising up on Facebook and let me make sure that we are broadcasting live over there. All right, come on in while I throw up a happy Sunday, great grand rising. Yes. There we go. Great grand rising, beloved. Come on in. Today we are starting a whole new frequency. We're tapping into this month, and it's going to be all about releasing to rise, about forgiveness, surrender, and your personal growth. So with that being said, come on in, beloved. Give me a great grand rising. Let me know that you are here. Let's come on and let's get activated. We're going to activate the successful mind. Y'all know the drill by now. Come on, we're going to sit with our feet flat, back straight, hand on heart, hand on your core. Take a good healing deep breath in and exhale. And relax. Crown of the head, skin over scalp. Come on, pull that face down. When you relax the scalp, it automatically pulls the face down. Drop those shoulders down, sit erect. Turning that focus inward to the rich inner life. Take another deep healing breath in. And exhale. Relax deeper, beloved. Your arms, your fingers, your torso, your core, your thighs, your legs, your feet, your toes. We wiggle, we feel the chair under us. We are conscious that we are anchored in 3D, but we allow the spirit to soar. Last deep breath in. Exhale. Stirring that heart of gratitude. Great grand rising, Reese. Thanks for joining us live. I'm so happy to be here. It seems like I haven't been here forever. Kiki Law, thanks for joining us live today. Great grand rising to you. Let's dive in today. Of course, I'm going to look directly at the email that I sent, but I am so excited about this beautiful season that we are in. It is time for growth. It is time for expansion, and we're just going to keep on trucking. All right. But I'm instructed to kind of go back in and to dig out the next layer or the next level of our evolution so that we are ascending to higher dimensions of consciousness. Beloved, this is a great time to be here. It is a great time to be alive because y'all know the sacred text that I quote all the time. Because while we're not looking at the things that are seen in 3D, but we are steady, we are focused on the unseen realm. And last week we talked about those intentional anchors, those things that can intentionally bring you back and put you back center so that you are in your divine flow. So today we want to talk about releasing to rise. I'm looking at the email I sent you guys. You all should have this. You can look along. So we're looking at forgiveness, surrender, and spiritual growth. Let's go deeper into the soul's healing. And so I'm not speaking of anything cliche-ish, right? Because we are instructed that every round goes higher and higher. And so we're being instructed to circle back around and revisit another layer of forgiveness, which is so vital to your spiritual growth, your power, and your ability to be a divine sovereign creator, all right? So this month, we're stepping into a deeper frequency of freedom. Put that in your notes. Come on. A deeper frequency of freedom. And I mean freedom on every level. Right now, just take a moment to decree and declare that you are not a victim. You are not a hostage. You are not defeated. It doesn't matter what it looked like. I'm reminded of the prophetic writer of Isaiah that says there is no weapon that can form that will prosper. You may feel it forming. It may not feel good. You may not like it, but it cannot prosper. Can you put that in your notes? No weapon can prosper. What are we doing? We're just going into a prayer formation right here. And a prayer formation is what we affirm, confirm, decree, and declare, and start walking it out, right? So we're going into a deeper frequency of freedom, starting with the sacred trio of forgiveness, surrender, and spiritual growth. Forgiveness, surrender, and spiritual growth. Beloved, listen, there comes a time, a moment in every spiritual journey when the weight of what we've carried, like old wounds, grudges, regrets, resistance, become too heavy for our souls to bear. And this is, hi, Lisa. Thanks for joining us live. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Reese, I just feel that. I just want to take a minute right there because I just want that to get down into your core, into your cells, into your DNA, so that we're lighting up more DNA strands. You're being lit up everywhere. You may feel the weapon forming, but it will never prosper. I just feel to sit with that for myself. This is how we eat. We eat by allowing our spirit, to be fed with truth that will project and birth out more light codes, right? So when we look at this, we're looking at freedom. There's a time that all the crap that we encountered and we went through gets to be heavy. So if you recognize that there are times when you loop around back into a pattern, a habit, or a cycle, it's because some of the things that we are not consciously releasing starts weighing you down. And when you start getting weighed down in from a mental or emotional realm, when you start getting weighed down, you start looking for comfort. You start looking for ease. You start looking for a way of escape. And so in this universal 9 year that we are in, remember, beloved, I am conscious of this every day. And I want to give this to you because no matter what you struggle with or what appears to be not working, something is working, something is happening. And these indicators, when you fall back and you go back into your old habits, patterns, your old addictive behavior, right? Excuse me. All that is, again, is a signal. It's an invitation. It is an invitation for you to heal at the next level. Excuse me. All of that is an invitation for healing to come at the next level. And so we don't want to be discouraged by that. We want to examine it so that we can see. So in this universal year of number 9, being completion, bringing things to a close, I am conscious as I'm doing my own personal walk, my own personal journey. And when you see things show up again, just like there are many things happening, because I am conscious, that's why we appreciate the numbers. While we're going through what we are, and as things show up, I'm constantly referring back to this is the year for completion. This is the year to end old patterns and cycle. So if it shows up again, it's because there's another layer of healing that you're being invited to bring into your life. So if I use myself, for example, I'm looking at myself, looking at my physical frame, seeing that I picked up weight, right? And I have to ask myself, why is this back again? I thought I would never be here again, but I'm here again. So something is being asked of me. I have an invitation to look into this, as I have been doing, and get into the root cause. Because you all know, beloved, it's not about what we're eating. It's how we're eating it and when we're eating it, right? And how much of it we're eating. Whatever it is, all right? So We all get to these moments on these journeys when what we've been through, what we're carrying in our body, the energies that's still in the body that we are carrying, it sends out an invitation that says, wait a minute, we've hit a core. We've hit another core part of your evolution, and you're being asked to take a look at this and make a decision. Are you going to retain it, or are you going to release it? Can you put that in your notes? That's the invitation. You've hit another piece that is ready for your attention. That's why you're back there again. That's why you're back there again. Rather, it's a loop of habit or addiction, or it's a cycle that you keep running into every few years. What am I being asked? What is this invitation inviting me to? Retain or release? Put that in your notes. That moment, watch this, is not a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. So what tends to happen is that when we hit these pockets, we can get caught up lamenting over what's not happening, what we're not doing. I want to give you this because I know, beloved, this is so real. If you just work in your mind and you just think about things and you don't take any action, the resting place of the ego mind is confusion, disappointment, regret. That is the resting place. Your mind, when you're in your ego mind and that low density, it's going to always show you what's not working, what you're not doing. This is why the more time you spend here in 3D, I don't want to say the older you get, the more time you spend here in 3D, the more you're going to have to find that you're going to have to track what you're doing so that you can remember to consciously celebrate, rejoice, and anchor yourself in moving forward, because the resting place of the subconscious mind is going to always be there to tell you what you didn't do. So for instance, if I use myself as an example again, right? All the good that I did, all the productivity that was accomplished this week or the week past, there is nothing in my ego mind that will let me look at that. It wants me to look at, but look at the weight you put on. You put on too much weight. You have to stop now, right? It's just going to make you look at that. But we don't want to be locked there. We want to be locked in tracking all the good we're doing, all the progress that we are making. So this moment that we come back and we loop around again as where I am and where you are, it's not a breakdown. This is a breakthrough moment. You're in a defining moment. Put that in your notes. It's a sacred invitation to heal. Can we just pause and breathe right there and make it personal? I have a personal invitation to heal. To heal whatever it is that set me back into overeating on things that were not the best for me, all right? So this month, we're entering a transformational space centered around forgiveness, surrender, and spiritual growth. These, watch this, beloved, these are not soft, passive words. Forgiveness, surrender, spiritual growth. These are portals. Can you put that in your note? Forgiveness, surrender, spiritual growth are not soft words. These are portals, energetic portals, right? They are powerful. They are the frequency of freedom. I don't know about you, but I'm ready. If you're ready with me, come on, talk back to me. For the next level, we stay ready. We stay ready. I'm not about to, I'm not getting ready. I am ready to accept this invitation to heal this next layer. What I found about religious people, Christian people, and even some spiritual people is that we don't want to do the sacred work. We like things easy, comfortable, doggone near unconscious. We want to be told. We want somebody else to do it for us. But you are sovereign. You are divine. So let's begin by exploring these three concepts to transformation. I got to pause right here. Come on, take another breath and exhale. When I do those pauses, it's because Spirit is saying, take a moment and let this in. More is caught than taught. That's what we're after, right? More is caught than taught. How many of you are ready for the next level transformation? Seriously, honestly, I'm really wanting to engage on a deeper level with you guys, because I know sometimes it takes everyday persistence, everyday connection to move yourself along, especially when you're dealing with an old ingrained energy pattern. It takes daily activation. So let's look at the conventional definition of forgiveness. You all know this. Forgiveness is the conscious decision to release feelings of resentment or vengeance or disappointment towards yourself or others. And we often say it like this: forgiveness is for you. It's not even about the person or thing or situation that you are forgiven. This is for you. I tell people all the time, I used to say it like this to my folks at New Life: let them off the hook. Let them off the hook. Because I've heard this, I don't know who said it, but it stuck with me and I like it. Not forgiving is like you drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. Come on, put a stamp next to that. If I'm holding a grudge and I'm resentful and I'm bitter and I'm like, I'll never speak to them again, I'll never da-da-da-da-da-da, it's like I'm drinking that poison and I'm hoping they be affected by it. No. So it's a conscious release. It's a conscious letting go. Letting folks off the hook. Just letting it go. But today, what I want to hit on, more than forgiving others, is forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself for not believing in yourself. Forgiving yourself for not taking action on your dreams, your goals, right? Your desires. Forgiving yourself for all the times you were unconscious, all the time you were escaping. Forgive yourself. Come on, talk back to me today. Let's go to another level of forgiving self. And then when we forgive ourselves, we want to let go of the story and the narrative we're telling ourselves about ourselves that causes us to defeat ourselves. We want to release the story you're telling yourself about your life that causes you to defeat and sabotage yourself. So when we look at surrender, it's the letting go of control. I'm telling you guys, this is a place to tap in right here today. I'm going to say this, I'm going to go on, and I'm coming back here. It's a surrender, it's a letting go of control and yielding to a higher power, authority, or flow. Please put that in your notes because I'm coming through. So let's go deeper, right? Spiritual growth is the process of inner development. Beloved, y'all been with me long enough to know it's all about the inner development, the rich inner life, the kingdom within, the God within, the God self, the higher self, the Holy Spirit, whatever language works for you. It's all about what's going on in this beautiful kingdom of God that is within. So let's go deeper. I want to look at the spiritual and esoteric understanding of these three portals. Forgiveness, when we look at it in the esoteric sense, forgiveness is a frequency shift. Put that in your notes. Come on. It's a frequency shift that opens up portals for you, that literally allows you to go into new dimensions of living, being, and experiencing life. Forgiveness is a frequency shift, right? It's not condoning the act of others. It's the liberating of the soul. Remember, we're talking about releasing to rise. We're talking about the ultimate frequency of freedom here. It cuts cords of karmic attachments and restores flow to the heart chakra. So we're speaking esoterically here. When we think about forgiveness, it's about releasing so that you come into an energy shift. It's not condoning whatever people did or whatever happened. It's not that. It's a cutting of a cord. Somebody put in your notes, come on, cut the cord. Cut the cord of whatever karmic attachment and restores flow to the heart chakra. In other words, what this is saying is that when you choose to forgive, you start cutting cords of attachment, karmic attachment. What goes around comes around. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he reap. It starts cutting the cord of your attachment to where you keep your mind focused on what happened, what they did, what didn't work. All right, moving on. Moving on. So when we look at surrender, esoterically, surrender is not defeat. Surrender is not defeat. It is divine alignment. In mystic tradition, surrender is the soul's return to source. That's you returning back to God saying, not my will, but the will of the divine cosmic assignment. The assignment of creation that I am, my spiritual assignment. I want to come back into divine alignment and agreement, right? It's the pathway through which grace can flow, surrender. Now, I said I wanted to come back to this, and I'm going to end here, right? Let me do this. Spiritual growth is not about becoming something new. Write this. Spiritual growth is not about becoming something new, but remembering who you truly are. All of us are just in a place of amnesia. You're in a place of amnesia. You just don't remember. But throughout this month, I promise you, you're going to start remembering who you truly are. And I'm not talking about on a shallow 3D level. You're going to know deep who you are long before you came here and incarnated into this flesh. You're going to remember who you are. I'm looking at the weight I lost. I will only allow my train to stop at forgiveness, right? Surrender and frequency codes that will promote my growth. The cord has been severed. Yes, we see. Yes, 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 yes. And I'm right with you. So this time, as I come around this cycle, it's not doing me any good to shame myself, but to just cut the cord and celebrate who I truly am. That's where we want to get back. That's how you get back into divine flow. So let me tell you about surrender esoterically. Again, surrender is about alignment. This is what I've always experienced in my life. Every time I hit a pocket where everything is flowing, blessings are flowing, money's flowing, it's because I'm in a place of surrender. I'm not wanting anything. I'm not trying to make anything happen. I am resolute in my spirit about who I am, why I'm here, what I'm here to do. And I allow myself to align back to love. Remember? So surrender is about bringing us back to source. It's about the pathway of flow, getting back to the grace of flow. And so I'm gonna land this right here because I want this in your spirit. Surrender is powerful. Surrender, right? Throw your hands up, right? I surrender. I submit. I let go. I'm not holding on to anything. I've already made my request known, right? Be anxious for nothing. Be anxious for nothing. Be anxious for nothing. But everything with prayer, supplication, invocation, that's the positive affirmations, the positive declaration and decree. We're not waiting for God to do anything. We're just simply being asked to align. So what is our prayer affirmation that we are aligning today? We're going to affirm, I release what no longer serves me. Like Lisi said, the cord has been severed. I release what no longer serves me. I surrender to divine wisdom. Today, I grow in grace and spiritual power. So when we land there, beloved, yes, surrenders, yes, it does, Reese. Surrenders equal freedom. That is so true. Surrender equals freedom. Every time I'm at a place where everything is flowing, it's because I've surrendered. I'm not asking for anything. I'm not trying to make anything happen. I'm not using my will. What I am doing is I'm in action. I'm in action with my intentional anchors. So whatever I do at the top of the morning, whatever I do in the midday, whatever I do at bedtime, it was a set routine of my rituals that I was doing on autopilot. But my spirit and my frequency was at rest. The universe, God's operating system, will move heaven and earth, will move everything out the way to bring the true desires of your heart to you when you learn to let go. So there are things we do on a conscious level when you are writing the vision and making it plain, or you created a vision board, whatever. But then after you've done all of that, you let go and surrender. Like I'm doing this inspection of this level of invitation for healing. When I get down writing and journaling and seeing the triggers and the patterns, then I let it go. You surrender. Surrender is powerful. Can you put that in your notes? Surrender is powerful and it equals freedom. So this month is all about going into deeper levels of freedom. We're going to release so that we can rise. Release so that we can rise our frequency. Rise our vibration. Dialing in. So as we prepare to release, we are in the 5th month, right? And we're going to sow seed into this word because we want the result. We want the fruit of this word to grow, right? And so I'm just feeling again the numbers 8 and I'm feeling the number 3. And I want us to work with 38, 83. You could put a 1 before, 138, 183. However you want to do it. Let's work with the number 3 and the number 8. Because when you get to 333, 888, all those are numbers of Christ consciousness. Let's sow into the word. And you all know all the ways that we can sow. Be a blessing. And if that doesn't work for you, then allow your spirit to tell you what it is it wants to sow into this word, right? Let your spirit tell you what it wants to sow into this word. These are all the ways that you can sow, right? Let's water this and nurture it. So I invite you to come along with me this month as we want to get into productivity that will allow us to do what's necessary to surrender, to let go, to let God, and to make sure that all things are working, fitting into a plan for good. We are loved, we are called according to purpose, and everything is working for my good. So let's take a good healing deep breath in. Exhale. I surrender all. I surrender all. All is well. All is well. I let go. I let God. I'm now open to receiving all the good I desire and deserve, and it is so. All right, lovelies, there's no SSL this week. It's the first week of the month, but we're going to be diving deep into this frequency of freedom and open up these portals so that we can go on to the next level of healing and spiritual growth. All right, I'm going to release you with many blessings for the rest of your day and your week. Have a blessed, wonderful, and amazing rest of your day. Bye for now.